Hi everyone, thought I'd better do the fourth prompt for Roxy's Journal of Stitchery. I've had so much happening that I kind of feel time's got away from me a little bit. So I'm going to use, I'm going to keep this little bit of bias on the, hang on, yep, that's the right way up. Just had a moment. These are both parts from the pack that Christine from Creating Craft with Christine sent. And I think I'd like to keep this bit of bias. It just reminds that there was, that there was a shape and it was from a garment. And of course, the prompt is love, all things love, love, something love, what you love. Well, I love these colours, so I do believe a lot of people are doing a heart, so I'm going to do one too. But I thought I would do some, like a reverse applique, I think. Let me just draw it on with my friction pen as best I can. It's not showing up very well, is it? I think, have a look. 0.505, 0.05. Oh, it's very fine. I probably wanted that for canvassy things. All right, come on, little pen. Come on, you can do it. Not doing a perfect heart. Oh my goodness. Hope everyone's well. Oh, I'm just realising. Oh, so I'm in the lounge. I've got a slightly different camera set up, so it hasn't got lights. It's on the table where I'm working. Part of the process of the move downstairs. It might take me a while to get my garage set up as my studio, in which case I can get everything organised properly. That'll make that a bit rounder, actually. So because I'm sort of trying to avoid the stairs as much as possible and not do too much of the ups and downs, I'm just going to work down here. Oh, this is a bit long, this thread. Oh well. All right, so probably one of the things I'll do will be a lot of the invisible stitch to make it look a bit quilted in the background. But for now, I'm just going to try and do just a really tiny running stitch all the way around the edges. I did have grand ideas about what you could do for love. However, because I'm still doing the flowers magic and loving it. I hope you can see that because I'm realising the light's not brilliant. Yes, 20 Days of the Flowers Magic has been wonderful. The best bit is sometimes there's 2 classes, and if you take a day off every so often, the 20-day class just goes for ages. I mean, I think I'll end up doing it, it'll be a good month or even a bit more, because one or two of the things that I loved that I did, they just sparked some interest to do a little bit more discovery and a bit more practice, and I'm actually really happy doing it. It's been really enjoyable. Not that none of this is enjoyable, but when you have a break from something you really love and then you go back to it, you go, oh yeah, that's right, I love that. Love that mixed media stuff. I think I've only done up to like day 15 of the classes. However, it doesn't matter, does it? Got lifetime access, so I can just keep going. might take me 30 days or something instead, or longer. Because, I've really been inspired by one or two things to take them further. Go and do a little bit extra with them. So I've enjoyed the making my own dye out of a purple cabbage. That was fun. The cyanotype, the first part of it was really a collage using her, I'm sorry, I'm just not going to remember everyone's names because there are about 30 different teachers. You can have a look on my Instagram and see what I've made, but the cyanotypes, we used her printables and overpainted, and then her second lesson is to actually make a cyanotype, and I really have wanted to do that for ages. I've had the bottles ready to go. I've just been a bit slack about making sure I've got a bit of glass or perspex to put, over the top. But yeah, that's on my list this week. So I feel like I've been a little bit slack with my stitching. And dropped it. Instead of doing a video with the start and then the finish, I'm just doing it all in one. And I think there'll be a big stitch up at the end, putting it all together and adding extra bits. Now, I'll have a better look at this. All right, I knew I was going a bit off whack there. Anyway, so next upstairs is almost ready. I can put someone in just to help. I don't really. I'm enjoying living on my own, but I don't know. Look, it's a question. I was watching the latest Fruity Knitting episode, and the daughter, Madeline, was, because she studies psychology at uni, and she was talking about the loneliness at home and how it can actually create illness because there's not the stimulation of other people. Oh, the light just went. Sun must have gone behind a cloud. Oh, hopefully it's not too bad. The isolation, and she had a very fair point about how I've just been having such a great time making my little journal, doing all these little flower pictures. Oh, just loving it. And nice to do 2 classes from Rachel as well. It's like, I feel like all I do is Rachel's classes, but that's okay. Why not? Anyway, the social isolation can lead to people having just more issues. And she cited, and this was really interesting, she cited the statistics for, say, in 2019, there was, say, 3% or 13% of the population would say that they can count their close friends on one hand, or their, like only a best friend, not many. So that means that the other, however many, what did I say, 13? So the other part of the population have more than one friend. They have lots of friends. That is nice and wobbly. How good's that? Love a good wobbly heart. Now, what am I doing? I've got my little scissors. So I'm going to cut the middle out. I don't want to get the back. Compared to today, so just segueing. So say today, 33% of the population would say they only have one friend. And I thought, that's a massive gap, and that's all due to people being more thingy during COVID. Like, more isolated, not getting out as much, not socialising as much. Anyway, I thought that was fascinating because I have basically been sitting here on my own for a couple of weeks having the time of my life making my little journals and painting and stuff, but I really have not had any interaction. And then I had I've had a bit of interaction. One girlfriend came over for dinner. I went to visit another girlfriend for my birthday, a belated birthday catch-up. We just had some cakes and a cup of tea. It was nice and a good old chat. But until I was quite happy, I was quite okay, until I had a negative interaction with someone, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh my God, it makes you feel so isolated. Someone who's very selfish in my life and just holds me to such high standards, basically upset me enough that it put me into a bit of a slump and a downward spiral. Sorry I can't live up to your bloody high standards, but I'm me. Tried my best. Anyway, I don't know, it's quite easy when you are an artist and you work from home. So I'm doing my little... Now, Christine touched on this with her video the other day of how it's almost like a cross between, and she said it was seed stitch, but I know some of mine are little tiny ones, and I would say that rather than it being absolutely invisible stitch, some are a bit bigger, and I agree. I noticed with Christine's that this is like a mix of invisible and seed, because sometimes you just do a slightly bigger stitch. Anyway, I was just thinking out loud after watching Christine's video on that. So that's what I'm going to do in the background, all the way around, all over the whole piece. All right, get my hand out of the light. So I've also got this part here. I was going to show you. I'm going to get them. One sec. Okay, so from a colour perspective, this is how they're looking. So these I feel go really well together. This is going to need something to pull them together. And certainly this has got quite a variety of colours, so that's going to work. Okay, so that's where I'm up to. And I was thinking I might sew that on, but I actually am not sure. I'm going to put that aside for another time. So what I thought I'd do is get around the bias binding edge here as well with a bit of running stitch. And I haven't wanted to make this thread colour too different, so I've just used the champagne colour. I think some of my needles are getting a little bit blunt. Might be time to upgrade a few of my needles. Right, so that's what I'm going to do around here. Now the other thing, I thought was, right, so this is the colour I've been using. Just a slightly different thread. All right, I'll just see how it looks first before I commit to it totally. But I was thinking of doing a woven, like going through each stitch, rather than going between each stitch, going through each stitch, weaving like so, to really enhance that. And I can cut back a bit more on that edge once this is done. What I mean by that. So it almost looks like, it's almost looking like it's a couched piece. But then I might get some smaller, sharper little scissors, but I can kind of get up in a bit closer. Just, you know, get that back a bit. I'll do that later, but it's going to leave fluff everywhere. And I had thought also, I had thought of having a thing between, like another bit of lace or something in between, so there was 3 layers and I could have done another one, but I guess I forgot before I started making the video. Never mind. Alright, so this is what I'm going to do all the way round. I thought also I may do, I don't know, look, I'll if I do it, I'll show you when I come back. I was thinking of a picot stitch, possibly. We'll see how it looks when it gets to this stage. And obviously some other embellishing will go on. Now, it doesn't hurt to just stop and have a little look. Also, bearing in mind that this one has got quite a bit of material stitched down, it's not going to matter too much if we have a bit of negative space without lots of extra stuff. Like I say, I still do not know if I'm doing a book or a wall hanging or a scroll. I don't know. I still don't know. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Oh, what else has been happening? Now I just feel like having a bit of a chat. Because as I say, I've kind of really been just, honestly, I have not hardly been out. I was sick for a little while, so that meant, you know, not going out too much. I did lose a job, and that really the whole situation upset me, actually, to be honest. So I haven't really been out too much. A little bit isolating. The thing is it's hard when you're actually unwell because you can't do anything about it. There's always a season for everything. The other thing is, it's been really, really cold. I don't know about other places in the world, it's probably similar. You get this little hint of spring and then all of a sudden it gets cold again and you've just thought it was going to be spring and you get caught out. And it's like, oh my goodness, I've got to put the heater back on and it's back to winter again. I'm not complaining because today's really beautiful outside. Sun's out, shiny, gorgeous. See, I'm not used to this. So sorry, I'm not used to this setup. I keep pulling it back so I can look at it and it's off the, oh dear. You'll just have to bear with me for a bit. It could take months to get that studio garage set up. I mean, I've started clearing it, so even moving a few of the bigger items and taking them to the op shop is really good. It just frees up a bit of space in there. And the main thing is it's freezing in winter and boiling in summer, so it needs to have a proper insulation, and then it needs to have either, I don't know whether I'm leaving the roller door there or not, but it certainly will need proper glass window door things where the roller door is, so as it's properly contained. And so I can have some classes in there and just spread out without feeling, it's good when you don't live with anyone, because I am spread out all over the table, all over the lounge suite, everywhere. Let me try just see how it looks with one little picot stitch. Yeah, I think I like it. I think it'll work. Alright, well I'm going to get on to stitching and I will come back when I have finished to show you how this piece looks. I'm probably not going to do anything here or up here. Later when I'm piecing it all together, I might want to cut this back. I might want to do something with that edge. I don't know. I don't know what the prompts are that are coming up. So I'll be back. Okay, I'm back. It's a bit of a dull day, so sorry about the lighting, and I did a bit of stitching last night, just trying to keep my hand out of the shadow. I've done the running stitch up and back on here. I've put the little, don't know if you can't see them very well, the little mixture of sort of invisible seedy stitch in the background. I've finished my picot all the way around. And the good thing about it is it's actually covered that edge, so it's a little bit more hidden. And I've put they're sort of little plastic leaf, sort of beady things or buttons, or I don't know what you'd call them. But they'd look good, you know, hanging. But I've put 5 along there. All right, so that's my prompt 4, and we'll see how it evolves. I hope you enjoyed that, and I will speak to you soon and see you in the next one. Bye for now.